Hey guys, I thought it would be useful to go over what kind of footwear you use for what type of events and why. So let's start first, just sock feet. Sock feet are going to be best when you need your feet to be as close to the ground as possible and stability isn't as much of a concern. Obviously, when you have a shoe, it's going to provide some sort of support for your arch. So doing things like deadlifting in a shoe is normally not going to be the best. Now, some people like to deadlift in Converse. For me, it's just going to be socks. So you get that extra few centimeters, which can actually be fairly useful. Now, kicking on to lifters. Now, these are L1s by Tier, Squat University shoes, for those of you who know him. Nice wide toe. But the benefit to these is that, see, it's got the extra lip here. And that extra lip biomechanically, when you put them on, it allows your knee to travel further forward without your heel coming off the ground. Okay, so you can keep a good stable foot, and it lets you get away with a little less ankle mobility. This is going to be super useful when we're squatting, but especially when we're overhead pressing. Because when we're overhead pressing, if our ankles run out of room, you're just going to dump forward. You're going to dump the implements off of you. So you can sit down a little bit lower into that shoe and get a deeper dip into the drive. So I use this for log press, axle press, barbell press, monster dumbbell, anything where I'm trying to triple extend and launch it overhead. Also useful on power stairs and Atlas stones if you need to get that extra inch for your extension. Last shoe that I use, these are CXT1s, or cross-training shoes. You can see they still have a really good hard base to them. So you can still do all of your heavy moving events. You can even squat in these guys if you have good ankle mobility. But the benefit of these is that when you're doing something like a loading medley or yoke runs, if you have to go from one thing to another, they have the stability that you can do a heavy yoke, but they still have the flexibility and the movement where you can still sprint to them, you can still run in them. So these are the exact same as those red and white shoes that a lot of people have asked me about. Obviously, Tia makes a bunch of different styles, and so that's when I would use the CXT ones. Hope that was useful for you. Put that into your own training. Let me know, what kind of shoes do you use for your training?